It was the kind of morning where mist clung to the hills and everything felt slower, quieter than usual. But by 8:17 a.m., the front doors of Maple Hollow Family Practice were still locked. That was unusual. Dr. Elise Langston was never late. Patients waited outside in the chill, sipping coffee from thermoses, expecting the door to creak open with her familiar smile and the smell of eucalyptus oil wafting from inside. But by 9 o'clock, the mood shifted. Her receptionist, Paula, banged on the door with increasing panic before calling the sheriff. By noon, Elise's home was declared a crime scene. Dr. Langston wasn't just a doctor. She was the doctor, delivering babies, treating wounds, helping old-timers manage their medications. She'd moved to Maple Hollow from Chapel Hill 5 years ago, a fresh-faced idealist who wore hand-knitted sweaters and remembered everyone's birthday. No one could quite remember when she became indispensable. She just had. Sheriff Tom Greaves, a lifelong resident with 30 years on the force, personally took the case. Elise's Subaru was still in her driveway. Her phone and purse sat on the kitchen counter. The coffee maker was half full. There were no signs of forced entry, no broken windows, no blood. Only one strange detail. The back door was unlocked. Something friends swore she never did. The first theory was a random act of violence. Maybe Elise was abducted by a drifter, someone who passed through town unnoticed. The Appalachian Trail wasn't far. Vagrants occasionally wandered into Maple Hollow. FBI agents came and went, but nothing surfaced. Weeks passed. Posters faded. Candlelight vigils dwindled. But the sheriff didn't give up. Something in his gut said this wasn't random. This was personal. Then came the first ripple, a whisper in the church basement during bingo night. Elise had been seen arguing with someone at the edge of town a week before she vanished. A man, not local, dark-haired, mid-40s. The rumor mill began to churn. A search of her email uncovered messages to a NL from a burner account. Romantic, intense, and increasingly anxious. She wrote about being watched, about wanting to confess something. Sheriff Greaves pressed Paula, her receptionist and closest friend. Tearfully, Paula admitted Elise had seemed distracted the last few months. Paranoid, even. She asked Paula to shred old patient files, hundreds of them, dating back decades, saying she was cleaning up. Paula thought it was odd, but Elise insisted. Digging deeper, investigators learned Elise wasn't who she said she was. Her real name was Eleanor Langston, yes, but she changed her license and credentials just 6 years ago. Before that, she'd practiced in Charlotte. And before that, well, that's where things got murky. Her time in Charlotte had ended abruptly. A malpractice suit settled quietly. A young girl had died. But the strangest part? The girl's family vanished from public records. No follow-up, no press, no payout. The deeper they looked, the more Elise's past frayed at the edges. Then a breakthrough. A teenage boy named Jonah Calder, recently emancipated and living in a trailer near the river, came forward. Said Elise had been visiting him in secret every few weeks, bringing food, money, even old letters. He called her aunt, but DNA would later confirm she was his mother. She had given him up at birth. His adoptive family, the same one from the malpractice suit. The child who died had been Jonah's sister. She hadn't died from illness. She'd been poisoned. Elise had discovered this after the trial. She tracked Jonah down after escaping her former life, trying to make amends from the shadows. When Jonah turned 16, she approached him. And someone found out Sheriff Greaves turned back to the town, this time looking inward. It was Paula, the receptionist. She'd worked with Elise for years, but Paula had also grown up in Charlotte. Her niece had been the foster mother to Jonah. That niece had died in a car crash shortly after the malpractice case closed. Elise never knew the full truth. Paula had orchestrated the entire cover-up. She'd been protecting her family. When Elise started snooping, asking questions, digging up the past, Paula panicked. The night Elise disappeared, Paula let herself into her home. They argued. Elise had threatened to go public, to report everything. Paula claimed she only meant to scare her, but Elise fell, hit her head. In the chaos, Paula panicked, hid the body, and staged the scene. When confronted, Paula confessed through sobs. She was trying to fix everything, but it was too late. Too damn late. Elise's body was recovered from a shallow grave in the woods near Iron Creek, wrapped in the same shawl she wore on cold clinic mornings. The town grieved again, this time with answers. Jonah moved to Asheville, under the care of a foster family who promised to let him stay close to the mountains. Sheriff Greaves visited him often. The clinic reopened 6 months later under a new name, Langston Health and Healing. A plaque hung inside the door, in memory of Dr. Elise Langston, a healer, a mother, a woman of quiet courage. Her truth cost her everything, but gave others a second chance.